Hey everybody, a little something different today. Two stories that I happened to stumble upon on Yahoo, and I found them very interesting, if not a little weird. Links in the description below, but let's get into these two stories right quick. First one is not so happy, but it's interesting. It's from Yahoo. An Illinois man reported missing last April was found dead 8 months later in a hideaway closet in his home. According to Fox News affiliate KTVI, Madison County Coroner's Office confirmed last week that Richard Mage, let's just call him Mage, Maedge, Madage? Yeah, okay, Madage, 53, had died by suicide in a hideaway closet in his home. Why did he go in there? Who knows? The outlet reported that Richard disappeared on April 27th last year after calling his wife, Jennifer Madage, to tell her he was leaving work early. But Jennifer couldn't find or contact him after she returned to their house in Troy, where his car was parked outside. During an initial search of the home, police were unable to locate the missing man. Later, a second search was conducted at the home after Jennifer complained of a smell. As Jennifer prepared for the holidays on December 11th, she went to look for Christmas decorations in a storage area behind a clothes cupboard under a staircase in the home. Okay, let me read that again. As Jennifer prepared for the holidays on December 11th, she went to look for Christmas decorations in a storage area behind a clothes cupboard, so something where you would store clothes. Behind this, under a staircase in the home, she recalled to the Belleville News Democrat. That's where she found her husband's body 8 months after he was last seen. And got a nice little picture here of him. I decided to put the Christmas tree up, and I was looking for a tote of Christmas ornaments. That's when I discovered him. She said he had committed suicide. Okay, that is just weird. Very, very weird. It doesn't make any sense. And I'm just reading the most part of it. Rogers told KTVI that the body was in a mummified state, explaining that it might not have a strong odor, which could be why it took so long to find it. They held a funeral for Richard in January. She says she understands why the police missed Richard's body, telling the outlet that they wouldn't have known about the hidden closet and that the smell wasn't overpowering. Now, yeah, I'm having a bit of a press X to doubt moment with this, but there's also comments that the woman's house was the family's house was considered to be something of a hoarder's house, with sometimes rotting and decaying things spread all over the place. So who knows? Creepy. Extra creepy. So now some slightly better news. Missing 13-year-old rescued from locked North Carolina shed. Now the reason why I find this interesting is because I live in South Carolina, but this is in North Carolina. Law enforcement rescued a missing 13-year-old girl from a locked shed in Lexington, North Carolina. And when was this? March 14th. After federal authorities provided a tip about the missing minor. Davidson County Sheriff Richie Simmons said his office received a tip from an FBI Violent Crimes Task Force about a minor who had been abducted from Dallas. Wow. Officials were able... Now, for those of you who don't know, Dallas is at least, from a South Carolina standpoint, it's almost 2,000 miles away. It's at least a 2 or 3 day drive. So, sheesh. Simmons said that Jorge, Jore, if I remember correctly, that's pronounced Jorge, or Jorge, or Ore. Obviously, not of true American descent here. Simmons said that Jorge Camacho, 34, used a social media messenger to lure her from her home to his car. Okay, we can agree on that. The content of the chat was consistent with grooming and enticement, and he enticed her to actually leave the home where he picked her up in the area, Simmons said. According to the victim's daughter, Camacho met her daughter while playing an online video game, chatting on online Messenger, Discord, and communicating for months. The word months is in quotes. We extend our deepest sympathies to this individual and her family in this unbelievably challenging time, a spokesperson for Discord said in a statement, adding that the company works to keep bad actors off their play. So this happened on Discord somehow? Okay, I'm not doubting it, but how the hell did you pull that off? I've been on Discord. It's barely a chat app, barely a usable chat app in some ways. So how did this all get set up? But okay, either way. And how is Discord at fault? We have and continue to cooperate closely with law enforcement in their investigation of this terrible event. The timeline of the abduction is still unclear. Okay, thanks for nothing. As the investigation is ongoing, however, authorities said they were able to use camera activity to determine the vehicle associated with the abduction and the suspect's identity within 10 minutes of getting the tip. Okay, that should be reversed. The authorities should have used whatever. Something about this isn't written right. But either way, authorities searched Camacho's home, finding the abducted girl in a shed on the property's exterior, and they've got a picture of it here. According to Davidson, North Carolina records, Camacho was booked at Davidson County Jail on Saturday. He has been charged with multiple offenses, including rape, child abduction, and human trafficking. He's being held on $1.2 million bond. That fucker ain't getting out till the trial happens. I thank God that we were able to find this young girl. It may not be that case. Forever. I'm reading exactly. So that should be, we may not get as lucky in certain cases forever, Simmons said, noting that his office had investigated concerning a number of similar cases. Okay, so we're going to move on here. There's mention that you need to monitor your child's conversations online with different people, but the girl's mother says that we had been doing that. So it's a bit of a... You can't be sure no matter what you do in that regard. You can take all the precautions and do everything you want other than just completely cutting the kid off from being online. This can still happen. And it's sad that this happened, but it is great that the young girl was found. And to quote a certain strong bastard, yeet right into the sun. Right straight into the sun. But since that's a little more expensive, I vote for a volcano. Or into a very big wall with spikes on it or something. Not in Minecraft. I don't believe in that Minecraft bullshit. You just do what you gotta do, folks. You do what you gotta do. Alright, folks. I just wanted to put up these two stories because I felt that they were very interesting. And I'm also testing out mic settings. One of my last videos, somebody said that he could barely hear what I had to say. My first thought was, hey, there's that little thing there on YouTube. You can slide up the volume a little bit. Whatever. We're not going to worry about it. Hopefully this works better now. I spent like 20 or 30 minutes tinkering with the settings, trying to figure out what was working and what was not working. Found out that for some reason, the microphone that I have, its settings were not in OBS. So for some reason, it was not recording sound. And apparently I was going off of the webcam here. Well, either way, everything's solved for right now. Everything's good to go. Alrighty then. Everybody have a good day. Take care.